you're going to stretch. That's excellent, guys. So we'll get about 3 or 4 more stretches after this, and then this is a routine I regularly run through at the end of most of my runs. And then we're out. Okay. Guys, welcome back. First of all, I want to apologise. This is my first video I've done in a long time, simply being because it's been busy being back at work after the restrictions were lifted. It's been busy at home, as most of you probably know, having family and kids. And also I've started into my own marathon training for, fingers crossed, London in October. Okay, so again, I apologise for that. I'll try my best from here on in to get a video or two uploaded probably every month. I can't promise any more than that, but again, sorry about that, and let's get stuck into it, okay? If it's your first time on watching my videos, thanks very much. If you like the videos, hit subscribe below. If you want to be notified of any of the videos in the future, hit the bell icon, and if you like this video, hit like. Also, if for any reason you want to comment on any of the videos or ask me questions, hit comment and I'll reply to every single comment I get. Okay, right, so today what we're going to do is, it's quite simply just a wee bit of stretching. Okay, it's stretching which you can do at home, and while I'm doing it, you just obviously copy me and run along with it, okay? The reason we're doing stretching, and particularly with running, is I find it's really, really important to do stretching. Sorry, I have to slow down. I know I'm speaking too fast. But yeah, stretching is really important whenever it comes to running. So obviously it gives us more flexibility. It gives us a better range of motion. Okay, so when you're running, if you have more flexibility and more range of motion, you're going to be more economical, okay, and you're going to be less injury prone, okay? So today's video is just a wee bit of stretching, running from our calves right up into our shoulders and our arms and all, trying to get everything. It's literally going to take about 5 or 6 minutes. I would recommend you probably doing this, if not twice a week, probably 3 times a week. Also, if you can do it after a run, whenever you're already warm, that'll mean that you're less likely to get an injury from it, okay? Now, that's not to say you can't wake up first thing in the morning and do this stretch routine, but try not to push it, okay? Only go to what we might call like a 3 or a 4 out of 10 in terms of like a pain scale, okay? Stretching should be nice and relaxed, okay? If you start getting into these high numbers like 6, 7, 8 out of 10 in terms of pain, then next minute, lo and behold, you're going to be injured, okay? So I'm going to shut up, you're going to watch me, you're going to try to do it with me, and again, like, subscribe, comment. Thanks very much. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start from our calves, okay? So your run in the middle stretch for your calf is usually where you're pushing your hands against the wall, getting your stretch behind. I'm going to pretend that there's no wall around you. So all you're going to be doing is on one knee, foot out in front. Okay, you want to turn the toe up towards you, keep your knee locked, and all we're doing is reaching down, and we're going to hold that stretch out, okay? Now we're going to hold each stretch for about 15-20 seconds, say, and then we'll quickly move on to either the opposite side or the next muscle being stretched, okay? That's it. So it's all static stretching, okay? It means there's no movement. Dynamic stretching would be what you do at the start of a session, after maybe your warm-up, before you get into a hard workout. Okay, and simply come out of it. One knee on the ground, other foot out in front, turn the toe, lock the knee, and we're down. And again, we're going to hold this out, okay? 10 or 15 seconds. You can always go back and do the same stretch, see if you can get a wee bit more flexibility, a wee bit more range of motion, or range of movement, whatever you want to call it. But for this video, we're just going to keep it to 1 stretch per muscle. Okay, and that's going to give us our calves. Okay, now what we're going to do is going to go into our quads. Now, what we can do is stand up and pull our heel in towards our back side. But for today's video, we're on the mat. One foot's out in front. Okay, now if you watch, I'm going to take this foot in behind, get my heel nice and close to my back side, and that's it, okay? I don't want to be leaning back just yet. I just want to be getting a nice stretch in the quad. Try not to hold your breath whenever you're stretching, otherwise you're sending too much tension through your body and your body won't like you for it and it'll nearly start seizing for you, okay? It won't allow you to do what you're trying to do. Now from there, whichever leg's stretched, all I'm going to do is lean back slightly, okay? And I'm going to hold that stretch out now for about 15 seconds, okay? This is going to take the stretch from the quad into the quad and the hip flexor, okay? Your hip flexor is an area that I recommend stretching at least 3 times a week. It's an area that'll get very tight, particularly if you're sitting at, like, say, a desk, or even if you're sitting on the couch watching TV or leaning over a phone. Your hip flexor area gets very tight, and you see a lot of people running inefficiently because of tight hip flexors, okay? And next minute that can lead to back pain, knee pain, and so on, okay? And we're out of it, okay? So we're going to switch, foot behind, chill out there for about 10 seconds, get a wee bit of a stretch in the quad. Again, this is always great after coming in from a session, okay, while you're looking at your phone, uploading your Strava, editing what you want to say about it. And you always feel great afterwards, so you do, okay? Now from there, again, leaning back a wee bit so that it's bringing in the quad and the hip flexor. Perfect. 10 seconds. And then we're going to change and we're going to bring the hamstrings into play. Everything you do with regards stretching today is going to be on the mat, whether you're sitting on the mat, kneeling on the mat, lying on the mat, okay? There's no standing stretching today, but there is great stretches you can do standing up. And then we're out of it, okay? Now watch yourself bringing it out. Now what we're going to do is bring a wee bit of hamstrings into play. Again, you'll see a lot of people standing up doing this. That's all well and good. If you're sitting on a mat, all we want to do is, if you notice my toes, turn them towards me, keep your knees locked, and you're just going to lean in and try to grab your toes, okay? Now, if you can't grab your toes, that's perfectly fine. All you want to do is grab behind your calves, but ideally, try to keep the knees locked, turn the toes, and lean in, okay? You'll see a lot of people doing this stretch where they bend the knees and that allows them to get in, but it's bringing the stretching and the tension away from the hamstrings. So lock the knees, turn the toes, lean in, and we'll hold. So you've probably been holding this for about 20 seconds now. We'll go for another 5 seconds. Excellent. And a wee bit of rest. And again, if you want to do it a second and a third time, go for it, okay? Now we're going to bring in your hips, your glutes, your IT band. So I'm going to face on straight with you. Okay, it's a wee bit of an awkward stretch to get into. So what we're doing is we're going to choose a leg. We're going to bend the knee and then see this foot, it comes across your leg like so, all right? Now from that, the opposite arm goes across. I get my elbow on my knee. I'm just going to push tension on it. All right, and that's going to give me a stretch right down IT band, glutes and hips. Okay, so we're going to hold that out. Your hips are working so hard whenever you're running, okay? They're trying to stabilize you, trying to keep you straight. They're working with your glutes. So a lot of people tend to stretch their quads, their hamstrings, their calves, but then forget about these primary muscles as well. Okay, we'll hold that out for another, let's say 5 seconds. Good. And again, foot's out in front, opposite leg bends, pull the foot across, opposite arm, get your elbow against your knee, and then push it out, okay? You can do this anytime, morning, noon, or night, okay? If you're watching Netflix, or if you're sitting playing with the kids or something, why not get them involved, okay? It's a simple thing to do, but to be honest with you, I would say 90% of runners don't stretch. You'll always get a lot of them saying that they don't need it and it makes them worse runner and it's bad for you and all. To be honest with you, I think it's just a lazy excuse, so it is, okay? There's no reason why people can't do this week in, week out. Okay, and then we're away from it, all right? Now we're going to work into our lower back and we're also going to give our abs a stretch, all right? So what you're going to be doing is you're laying on your front. A lot of people mistake this stretch for a stretch in the back, but what it's actually doing is it's stretching your stomach, okay? And again, if you know anything about your running, you'll know your stomach is working really hard to stabilize you. So what we want to do is get our hands beside our chest, lock up into an arm, and then if you can, you're looking up towards the ceiling or the sky. Okay, we're going to hold that. It's tough now. You'll feel your hips lifting off the ground. That's grand. Each to their own. Hold it out. It's a stretching all down the front of your stomach. But then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going into the opposing muscles along the lower back. So, you're coming out of it. Your knees are on the ground. And then what I want to do is I want to push my glutes towards my heels. Hands right in front. And ideally, if you can put your head in the ground, you'll get a deeper stretch. So this is stretching the lower back. With the arms out straight and stretched, you're bringing in your lats as well, which are big muscles in your back. And we just want to hold this out. This is a great stretch that I sometimes would do for a couple of minutes. I know it can be quite boring, but your lower back, a lot of people complain of lower back pain, and this is a stretch that I was going to say it could change your life, but you'll definitely feel better from it, from doing it a couple of times a week. Okay, and then we're up. Now again, you want to go on all fours, and all I want to do, it's not too dissimilar to me stretching my front or my abs, but I'm going to go, if you can notice, I'm going to duck my lower back down. So I want to push my stomach towards the ground, keep my backside facing up, and keep my shoulders facing up, okay? And I'm going to make that swooping shape. So this is just going to give me a wee bit of a lower back stretch, stomach stretch, and you could say middle of the back stretch as well. Okay. And then lastly, on the back, if you watch the screen, keeping all fours, your upper back is now lifting towards the ceiling, okay? So keep your hands on the ground, knees on the ground, feet on the ground, but lift your upper back towards the ceiling. Really stretch it, okay? Try to touch what's above you. You're not gonna, but the more you try, the more you're gonna stretch. That's excellent, guys. So we'll get about 3 or 4 more stretches after this, and then this is a routine I regularly run through at the end of most of my runs. And then we're out, okay? Now what we're going to be doing is, you can stand up for this or simply stay on your knees. We're going to stretch your shoulders because your shoulders were working hard to help the arms move. So what we want to do is pull your arm across, get your hand against your elbow, pull your elbow in towards you, and then see this shoulder that's stretched. I want to look that way. Okay. Now we're going to hold that out for another 5 seconds, and then keep your hand on your elbow, and now look at the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the arm behind my head, my hand still on the elbow, and I just want to pull a wee bit of pressure so it's working down your triceps, but at the same time, why not get a stretch in your lats and then just lean with it. Good. Hold it out, 5 seconds. Okay, we're shaking the arm. And then opposite side, you guessed it. Arm across, hand on the elbow, pull in. Look towards the stretched shoulder. Good. Now keep your hand on your elbow. Take your arm behind. Pull down so it's stretching into your triceps. And again, lean with it. Alright, so you're getting that stretch right down your lats. So we're doing really well. It's excellent, guys. Okay, now from there, shaking the arms. Arms are out wide. Okay, and you want to just constantly be pulling them back, okay? You feel this around your shoulder blade area, but essentially what it's doing is it's opening up your chest, okay? It's stretching your chest a wee bit. It's excellent. We're shaking the arm. And again, bringing your lats and your shoulders into play. We're going to do a stretch above the head. But don't be just doing this, okay? That's lazy. Really get your arms tall and straight and pull back on them so that you're feeling it right down here. That's excellent. Okay, wee bit of shaking them. And then your neck, you're going to look downwards. We'll only go for about 5 seconds. So bring your chin towards your chest. Looking up the ways. Back to the middle. Then we're going to our side. Back to the middle. Opposite side. And rest. Well done. Okay guys, there is a lot more stretching you can do on top of that, okay? Even incorporate it with a foam roller and you get a deeper stretch, okay? But quite simply, that's taken, I don't even know, let's say less than 10 minutes. Do it at the end of a run, okay? So while you're getting, say, protein, carbs, whatever on board, looking at your phone, editing your Strava, there's no reason why you can't do this, okay? So the best time to do it is after a run, but don't let that put you off. If you're one of these people that wakes up in the morning and you're feeling stiff and it takes a wee bit of a while to get moving, why not grab a mat or even go outside into the garden, follow this video, and yeah, trust me, give it a couple of weeks and you'll start feeling more and more better. Okay, so again, thanks very much for logging in, watching this. If you can, hit like, only if you liked it. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe, hit the bell icon again, and you'll be notified of any of my future content, which hopefully will be more and more as the weeks go on. And apart from that, well done guys. Shoot me any comments you want and hopefully see you in the next video. Okay, enjoy your running. Well done, keep safe.